Dear diarrhea. Dear diarrhea. Diary full of shit. Just play along, me, myself, and I, and no one else or you. I'm so legit. It's morning time. I'm sad and alone. I ain't got nobody to love. Oh shit. Plot my reds on the world. Yeah. Oh. You know, Katie Bug. Still no video from your friend, the Ham Beast. You know, she put out the shorts and stuff. You chickens just be stupid and shit. But to drive to Chicago, it's an unreasonable drive. It's like 14 hours. But to fly, it's only like 2. So that's you got to show up 2 hours early for, flights. 3 if they're, international or whatever. So that's a 4 or 5 hour ordeal, kind of from start to finish, and all that. So that's not too bad. When we're married, you can still see your family and friends, and we can visit. Oh, shit. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. No views on my latest uploads. Oh shit. Apologize for the yawns. Can you cook and stuff, or are you like, this bachelorette bitch who just eats roll-ups and, some sort of healthy drink or something? No, you probably eat healthy. When you say you're a runner, or what's her name, or whatever, do you do it for exercise, or is that like something you do for fun? Yeah. I'll have to outrun you just to prove to you that men are better than women at everything. Thing is, you need some good shoes. You gotta mix it up. Even though you're this little light, little tart. Yep. At least twice, maybe 3 times, ran 10 miles non-stop at like a 7-minute mile pace. Once I did a jog/walk, 14 miles. Other than that, 2 or 3 miles for exercise, Anyway. Yeah, that house, it seems like they all have hardwood floors. I can't tell if that's the same house or apartment. Is it an apartment? Did you fuck over a man? I'm not. What's your deal, future wife and I? Because if it is like a house or even an apartment, like, why do you have all your shit in that one room? Jeez Louise. That's a clusterfuck of an habitation. Don't have to live like a refugee. Anyway. Yeah, that's kind of cute. Future wife, she's a slob. It's not that bad, but you can tell. Unless he did that on purpose, but I don't know why he would. Because it wasn't a home nurse, whatever, role play. You should have put up a poster of the skeletal muscle system. That's what was missing. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What does it say at the end there? Was it something about food or something? Or TV? I don't know. Hospital food. You ever seen that movie, Scrubs? My aunt used to watch it. I've seen a few episodes. It wasn't a show that I watched. It was alright. It had a nice spread of characters, you know. As well as House was another medical one. I guess that's all I gotta say. I'm thinking about your warmth, your soft, gentle touch and caress. Planting a kiss on your birdie face. Your sweet, tender mouth. Lippery dipperies. Touching you with my dick. And all that. And spending my life with you. Baby, you bugaboo. I sing when I'm happy. Brief moments. Most of my time I spend, bitter, pissed off, pissed on, defeated, deflated, plotting my revenge on the world, in a blind, envious, jealous, bitter, resentful rage against society. And all that. But every now and then I have brief moments of hope and happiness. And this is one of those such times. Katie Bug. Where'd that come from? That must have just slipped out. So, anyway. Get your mind out the gutter. Chip. Yeah. It slipped out. You spurg. Anyway, who was that I was Was that? Was it Mr. Pellet? Some chick was talking about some stallion who thought he was amazing. And she was, because girls, tell all their friends and stuff, It's a feature, not a bug, as Mr. Longhead would say. And she just like went along, with it and stroked his ego, pardon the pun, and I guess he had no rhythm, and it was just, thrusting and grunting. And then he called later, he's all proud and shit. Oh boy. For some reason, I know I bring her up a lot, but she's just Mrs. Butthead, right? She's dated some creatures, right? Now she's with the Greed now, right? So I'm sure he's got the rhythm, he's got, the combination of physical, emotional, what's the word I'm looking for? I've said it before, because there's different kinds of fuckings. And I know this is weird, because I'm talking about those two chickens, fucking and making love and whatnot. Chickens, couple, whatever. Usually I say chickens when I'm referring to chicks. Chickens, you get it. But assertive lovemaking, yes. A little bit of rubby, and then kind of, but a little bit kissy, a little nibble of the nibble of the ear, and then that's fucked up. But combined with maybe a little bite, a pull, and just other times it's just from behind, whop whop whop, but shit. But anyway, Puss Boy, he comes to mind. She's, just like, okay. Fed, fucked, and entertained. Technically, he's a penis attached to a real life human being. Because she's, she can't leave it. That's why I think it's just her thing, she won the fucking lottery. I'm telling you. And then like I said, I know I'm talking about them again. It's just like, look at these two chickens. What the hell is this? Silly shit. So how you doing, little Miss Entrepreneur? It's just like a mini mall. That's why I put that in there. Again, all this sexual shit. You were taking on air. I figured I'd fuck you. So I put it in there. But, anyway. Yeah. But like I said, I mean everything I say about her. The good things and the bad things. Or actually, I said that backwards. The bad things and the good things. She probably is a wonderful girlfriend. She'll probably make a wonderful wife and mother. Gotta be a wife first. And then once the kid's on the scene, then it's equal. It's 50-50. As far as dedication and enthusiasm to your craft and your new role in life. You're a mom now, stupid. You're a parent. Both of you. Speaking generally, about parents and, people just have kids. And they just assume that you don't have to, like, raise them and teach them shit and teach them not to do shit and, make sure that they're robust and they can handle life, which is full of situations and other kids, and eventually adults. And you just have to raise a little human being who's going to go through life and become an adult who's going to stay out of trouble, not be a draw on society, and has the ability to pursue a at least give it the old try. Pursue happiness and contentment. Because people, humans, they have emotions and like souls and stuff, and they just, that's your job, is just to be able to raise someone who can go through life and just make it. That's it. It's just that simple. Anyway. And they're their own, because my parents are saints, right? Like, I was born into a very good family. All my grandparents' parents. And I wasn't like, like the preacher's daughter is always a whore, and whatever, the dad, like I said, humans only have so much capacity, so you have the kids that like rebel, you got to splice being a parent with, your career, and it has demands, and humans only have so much capacity, so you have to devote energy, time, effort, all that stuff to your job. Your job is a big part of your life. But you also got this family unit, that you need to maintain, and when they're kids, you need to, like the Bible says, train up a child in the way they should go. Then once they're adults, then it's like, okay. And like I said, actually, it was my future best cool breeze, it's like, sometimes you got to be the bad cop, you might get a handshake, when your son is 30, and he's got all the shit out of his system, but, anyway. Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to go down that. What was I saying that? Oh, yeah, they make their own decisions, you know what I mean? High school wouldn't accept me, because they saw, and I was like 13, because I was like one of the older kids based on, when I started school and whatnot. So, yeah, I was like, well, I'd say even 15, yeah. 13, 14, 15. Yeah, because I was actually 16 as a freshman in high school. They were like, no. This child is going, and it was just, it was weird. It was like deep, this isn't, they recognized that, I guess, I don't know. But then I turned around, just sort of like on my own too. I just like decided. But my point is, I get it. Why? Why? Why would you light that trash can on fire? Why? Why? Because he could. Because he felt like it. He doesn't even really know why. He just did it. So you're going to have the talk, these actions have consequences. You haven't really experienced any real consequences yet. It's going to thump you one of these days. You keep pushing your luck, you might even take a big step, a big leap. You might do something really, really stupid that has consequences. You'll be looking at juvie time or whatever. You might get to be with the wrong people at the wrong time. You might be the wrong person, blah, blah, blah. You got to have the talk, You're this dumb shit. It's going to bite you. You're going to encounter, some other group of people, maybe have it worse than you, or are tougher than you, or got something to prove, or whatever. And whatever the talk may be, if you're like some, I don't want to throw race into the mix, but, you're some, dude, from the burbs running with your friends, who think you're tough or whatever, and you're driving around in your car and you're down in some other area, some 7-Eleven at 10 o'clock at night, and you want to run your fucking mouth, or some shit with some other people. You know what I'm saying? Just calm down, you fucking hate whores. And as a parent, you need to recognize that. Because I remember my dad used to tell me that a lot, You think you're tough? Not that I was a scrapper or anything, but... and yeah, my answer was, I don't care. No, I don't think I'm tough. I only have to be tougher than the guy I'm fighting or whatever, just blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so yeah, they're not little perfect carbon copies. They're their own people, and they have their own emotions. And anyway, I'm just whatever. So I'd make such a. I'm gonna write a book. So how to be a parent. That'll be a separate one because I'm gonna want to capitalize off of everything. And I'll, at the beginning, check out all my other books. So how to be a parent, how to parent, problematic children. And like I said, everything. That way you'll have to pay for everything. How to be a parent, how to parent problematic daughters, how to parent problematic sons, how to parent problematic kids in their preteens, how to parent, and again, son, one book, daughter, another book. I had some orange juice earlier. Don't judge me. Like the Bible said, not that I'm a I guess it's a bad one. Oh, judge no, unless you judge for sin. Yeah, we all judge. I ain't no better than you, piece of shit. In the meantime, I'm on the same playground as you, and I gotta click up, and I get we totally different. But thank God for that. But yeah, you little fucker. Fuck everything about you. No, the way you think, not you, you dumb shit. You, not you. You, fuck you. You stay over there. Huh? Oh, that offend you? Oh, well, I guess we got a problem then, don't we? You judging me? You talking to me? Because if I didn't know better, I'd say you were judging me. Oh, motherfucker. But anyway, so yeah, preteens. And then, like I said, every Christmas, I'll send my future bestie, some money. And we'll just like always be in this friendly competition. And he doesn't even know, right? Because I'm like everything he despises. Lazy, all talk, been talking for a minute or 2 or 5. Like shut the fuck up, And maybe he knows if he's a secret fan, which, I don't know. But why would it be? I don't know. But, maybe he would think, this motherfucker, he sees what's up. He's just a troll, blah, blah, blah. But, real recognize real motherfucker. So, I guess. Because he kicks ass and takes names. I'm the type of guy who pushes everything into the corner and then pulls off miracles, in one day. I do a month's worth of work in, a weekend. Lazy people work twice as hard, So, that being said, have a good day. Oh, I got to shit.